All right, people, how you guys doing? I am back again. This is Tuesday After Show, episode 19, special wildcard weekend playoff edition. And yes, I got a lot of stuff in mind today. We're going to talk about football, things that happened on the weekend. As to what's happened, I've been watching football since literally Thursday during the college games. I already addressed that a couple days ago. Today is NFL. I'll probably double back around to the college football next week. And then we'll start talking about college basketball now, soon too. I think I'm doing somewhere between the Michigan game and the Nebraska game, or right before the Nebraska game. That's coming up shortly for college basketball. For the men's side, I actually will do some of the women's stuff. But let's get into this. Oh, this last NFL stuff this weekend. I'm just waiting for my notes to pull up, stuff to pull up here. I wanted to make sure I check the scores and get my reference points together here. Usually I do if I get on camera, but I figured today we'll just get this thing done, right? Right. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go all the way back to the Saturday afternoon game, Rams and Panthers. And a couple things I have to say: that Panthers do give you a heck of a fight. I don't know their way to win a championship yet. They had thought maybe should win a regular championship in the playoffs, but I have to give them credit. They impressed me. But let's say the experience of Matthew Stafford and his championship DNA, it came through big time. I can't hate on that. That was some good football being played and quite frankly, those Rams actually kind of maybe played a little sloppy at their level. And sometimes I realize in the NFL, sometimes it's not who's the better team. Sometimes it's you got that one that got your number somewhere. That one matchup, that one tough play there. You know, that one situation or one team that just get on your nerves. That's what the Panthers were to the Rams, but they took care of business. Now that's the wild card game 1 on Saturday. Wild card game 2 on Saturday. Bears Packers. Look here. I was absolutely certain. I actually went to bet on this game, thinking at 21-3 they got this. But once again, you can't miss 2 field goals and extra point. That's 7 points. They lost by 4. There it is, right there. Simple put. Special teams cost them the game big time. There's just no way in the world just like, no. I just got like my arms up in the air like, no. Because I'm like, Caleb Williams is not a very great quarterback. And I'll just say this much. And Uncle Jay, just a shout out to you. And yes, you were probably right about the fingernail polish, yes. Because I don't know I'm not quarterback playing fingernail polish. That's just, no. I don't know how you do that, but okay. That's just a Caleb Williams thing. And I'm just like, why? And my thing with that is, there's just no way in the world that now we're going to have kids in Chicago here playing high school football, probably booking nail appointments and paint their fingernails. That's just going to drive me absolute bananas. Hey, what's up, people? I see some IG and YouTube people chiming in today. But he told me before the game's going to be clear, he said that there's clear pink they're going to win. I'm thinking like 21-3. I don't care what color fingernail polish. He wore black against Detroit and lost. So I figured, what's the difference? So Uncle Jay, you're right. Now, a couple things. I'll get back to him in a minute, and this whole thing about the fingernail polish thing. This is gonna go into this week's matchup against the Rams. I'll talk about that shortly. But we'll move on now. Bills Jaguars. The Bills. Look here. Jacksonville is actually a formidable opponent. I can't put them on the rest of the bed. They haven't won the division, but Buffalo showed Josh Allen and the further AFC version of the tush push. And it's like they pushed and they did it and they got another touchdown again and they just like 10-yard run. Well, they got a 10-yard run on 4th and short and they got tush push. They got in. You know, Jacksonville try to help. They just don't have quite enough to take care of business. Jacksonville might be good a little further down the road. That one didn't surprise me that much. Now, here goes the game that's probably one of the most surprising games, too, to me. The second game on Sunday, Eagles and 49ers. 49ers with injuries, guys out, top receiver out, doggone, the tight end tears his Achilles tendon halfway through the game. And their defense has no pass rush. But yet, somehow, they stopped Jalen, put a hurt on Jalen Hurts and stopped them from going no further in the playoffs. So, yes, I'll give them their props on that. Because I had the doggone 49ers written off for certain. But they won 23-19. And they actually held off the Eagles with no really defense. I don't know what they're gonna do against the Seahawks, who's the ones who they play next. But okay. Game number 2 Sunday, Charger Patriots. My goodness, this is probably the second most defensive, this is probably the defensive slugfest, literally, and virtually a defensive slugfest. Now, I was very impressed with the Patriots defense and the Chargers defense, but Chargers offensive line pretty much at that point, their injuries caught them finally. Kind of what happened in Detroit, just took a little longer the season happened to them. And I get this much. Drake May, I mean, he took off, did he had to do, got his runs, got his 2 yards in, did he had to do, and I'll give him his props there. I'll give him absolute props. And that was actually a pretty decent game, but that was a defensive struggle. And speaking of defensive struggle, the Monday night wildcard game, like I told everybody, I've been telling all week. Well, Uncle J313, I get a shout out about the fingernails, about Caleb Williams, your prediction on that. But your prediction, the Steelers going to the Super Bowl. Yes. Oh, yes. I'll wait for this one last at least. Your prediction: the Steelers going to the Super Bowl. Uncle Jay, this is one of my football sports watching partners. I actually gone to road trips and football games with this guy before. Uncle Jay, what made you thought that the Steelers was going to beat the Texans? Aaron Rodgers can't run for first down, and their defense reminded me of the 2000 Baltimore Ravens. What was on your mind? Will you please tell me what was on your mind? So, by the way, I like to say he did go on record and tell me that he thought they was going to go Super Bowl, Rams and the Rams and the Steelers. So obviously it won't be the Steelers. And I'm assuming since the Bears are playing for the Rams, you're not following this fingernail polish garbage this week, right? For real? This should stop the trend of high school quarterbacks going to get fingernails done. I ain't talking about the girls' flag football team either. Thank you, Rams. Take care of the Bears. This is enough. It's enough of this. So basically, in case you wonder what I'm thinking about the divisional round, yes. Broncos Bills Saturday. I don't know. That's a toughie. Broncos Bills Saturday. That's a toughie. I don't even know what to say. Like that's like a muffler. But I think maybe Bryce Allen's experience might overcome the altitude in Denver. I'm going there. Seahawks, 49ers. If they had George Kittle, I might give 49ers a chance. And not Uncle Jay. This is my Uncle Tommy, actual uncle. Apologize in advance, but I think the Seahawks are getting out of that game only because they don't have enough defense to turn over the Seahawks. That's the Saturday divisional round matchup. Patriots, Texans. Could I go tie here? This place looks like a virtual tie. The Patriots got a little more offense. Texans got a little more defense. Otherwise, that's going to be a sluggo fest. Who would I go there? I have to give if it comes down that tie game, I'll get the quarterback edge to the New England. You know, they got the slightly younger quarterback, the second year, third year. Apples, oranges, bananas, pears, whatever. Same split of matchups. I'm going to go the Patriots. Texas got that defense, but Patriots has enough of them with a little more offense. And Bears, Rams. Look here. Unbook your nail appointment is over for Caleb Williams this week. He doesn't even have the last 2 games in Detroit and the doggone wildcard game with 60% completion percentage. There's no way in the world they beat the Rams. There might be a bit of higher scoring game. That might be the highest scoring game of the weekend. But it's over for Caleb Williams and the Bears. Next round, let's go Rams NFC title game. And yes, so Uncle Jay, you might be halfway right, but don't book nail appointments. But I'm about to get off here. I'm done for this week. Can I say we nailed that one? I'm done. I'm